What's good, Capricorn? Let's see what we got going on for you. For Celtic Cross for Capricorn. Whoa. Bummer. That actually came out at a... That came out earlier when I was kind of doing my pre-shuffle. Five of Pentacles. You're feeling left out in the cold. Rejected. And in lack. The Magician that crosses you. You were possibly dealing with a Virgo. But you feel like you're having a stroke of bad luck, or you're feeling unwell, you feel like you're unable to manifest. Maybe a Virgo left you out in the cold, or you feel rejected by one, or you feel like you're lacking personal power. Foundation, Ace of Cups in reverse. Damn. This is a lack of an emotional beginning. Wow. King of Pentacles in reverse in your past. Could have been dealing with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I see a lot of Virgo. Now, this Virgo that you're dealing with, or perhaps this is even you, Capricorn, you feel like you could be having money trouble, or you feel like you're having trouble getting ahead. Maybe there's large expenses, or you're having... That's interesting. Should I? That fell off. I think so. 6. 7. Your foundation is a lack of a new emotional beginning. There was a failure to launch, a failure to begin. You feel like somebody was kind of deceitful towards you, or put on some sort of facade. Perhaps you're trying to manifest something for yourself, try to pull yourself out of the cold, but you're trying to gain back your personal power and pull yourself out of the cold because of this lack of new beginning. Wise. Oh, damn it, Capricorn. Now, I'll be honest with you, whoever you're dealing with, or who wants to come back in if they have yet to do so. This is somebody that perhaps ghosted you in the past, or did some kind of, you know, like a NARC cycle. You could have been dealing with a Virgo, this guy or woman, or whoever this King of Pentacles in reverse in the past. Maybe you felt like you're in lack. You felt like you were having money issues. You felt like you were financially in debt, I guess, at the time that this person came around. And you were vulnerable in some way, which allowed this Virgo, this magician, to come in. And that's how NARCs usually go about it. They come in when you're the most vulnerable because it's easy for them to do so. They have your firewall is kind of like down, but perhaps they initially came off like they wanted something in particular. They presented themselves in a deceitful way, that they wanted something in particular with you, but it turns out it was a lie. Your goals, your conscious awareness, the best that can be accomplished at present is walking away from all of this, from the BS. You know, taking your swords, your baggage and resentment and anger, and just picking up your baggage and leaving out into the night. You're not dealing with it anymore. Because 6, your future of no communication. This is the future of someone who is deceitful, who lacks communication, who is cruel. 1 second. This is someone who lacks integrity, someone who is financially depleted at that time as well, and you guys met each other and you were in the same energy as the other when you ended up getting together. Because usually when you're at your worst and you meet people, or people come back into your life, it's usually you attract the same energy that you're in. So be careful when you're going through a hard time, because usually whenever you're at your worst and you meet somebody new, those are usually a shark in water, and that's coming in when you're in a vulnerable state. And when you're in a vulnerable state, you're not aware of who you're really dealing with, because you're coming out vulnerable and in lack, and you're kind of grasping. And perhaps even if this is someone that you've known for a long time or not, this is someone who definitely represented themselves in a false way. They had a facade. And I believe you are dealing with a narcissist. 3 of Swords in reverse, how you see yourself. You want to get out of feeling betrayed. You want to get over continually being betrayed, possibly by the same person or the same type of people. And perhaps this was a cycle of you continually trusting the wrong person, because when you're in the energy of lack, you could attract monsters, really. If you're in a good place, a happy, positive place, and you meet somebody, of course, be aware, but it might be a better situation than it is when you're at your worst and you're grasping for something. Because more often than not, at least in my experience and what I've seen, we attract what we are, and when we're in a bad place, we could attract people in bad places too. Your environment, your home, your surroundings, family, loves, friends, and work, that which is outside of yourself, and how others perceive you. Maybe they saw you as someone who was receptive towards romantic offers. The Knight of Cups, when it comes to knights, that, you know, knights don't have a lot of staying power. You know, they're married to their job first, they're soldiers first, and family and relationships come second because they have a duty. So Knight of Cups, they are the person who whispers sweet nothings and pillow talk and is gone in the morning. But Knight of Cups as well is somebody who puts an action into making you feel special, wanting to reach out to you, wanting to make an offer of a truce or be friends. Maybe a Virgo did reach out to you or is going to, or they would like to after sneaking away. But, I mean, your hopes and fears, attaining the goal, the lesson to be learned, blocking your development, Queen of Swords. You hope to cut this out already, which you should. You need to cut this out. Cut out people, places, and things that do not serve you. The Queen of Swords is depicted as a widower or a divorcee. She is not bitter, but she is logical. She learns from experience. She makes decisions by logic over feelings, and it's not that she's cold, it's just that she's experienced and she's perceptive of what's going on around her. When were you not perceptive within this situation because you were in a bad place? Your hopes and fears. You hope to cut this out and not deal with it, but you also fear too as well. There is codependency within this because there was a NARC abuse cycle. You know, narcissists run, and I don't want to just call anyone out, but damn, this is pretty blatant. This is love bombing. This is devaluation and the discard. And it creates a trauma bonding. And then you become psychologically addicted to these people because they've used their entire life of learning how to manipulate. And although their manipulations are somewhat adolescent, they use it because it works. Because it actually brings psychological and emotional damage and trauma to someone. And then you tend to find yourself ruminating about this person. You fear to cut this off because you're trauma bonded right now. And the trauma bonding is like Stockholm Syndrome, where you fall in love with your abusive captor. And you fear it because it builds a sense of codependency within it. But you hope to be done with it and to stick with your guns this time because you've let this person has come in and out of your life before. And you no longer want to deal with people like that, but it's like sometimes, even though you know logically you shouldn't do something, it's like that trauma bonding comes in and you find yourself succumbing. Because whenever you're out of a cycle of abuse like this, a lot of the times we end up within a pink haze and it clouds our perception and vision as to what's going on. And we don't see what's really going on or who this person really is and what manipulations they're actually carrying out. It blocks our perception. And then maybe when after your discard, you start ruminating about the situation. And when you ruminate, perhaps you start to see things in a skewed perception and you start thinking about the good times, you start thinking about the love bombing phase. But this is how they get you. They leave you consistently vulnerable in order to bring that psychological and emotional dependence. And you need to cut this out because this person is hella toxic. And I've seen this person around your energy for a while. Perhaps you recently got in an issue with this Virgo. And you're ruminating now about whether you should contact them. But I'm telling you, what you need to do is cut them out. Because right now, you're not seeing how you're being manipulated. Even though you are hurting and you do know the truth, but you're not seeing it all. To know that with someone like this, there's no improvement. It's not going to get better. And yes, it was as bad as you remembered it. If you're thinking it wasn't as bad as, and you did have a ton of good times, this is the pink cloud of haze. When you're dealing with people like this, shit, write a journal of your experiences when you're dating someone new or you're having new people, so you could look back on it. Because when the love bombing phase comes in and you're offering all of this, the bullets to their gun that they will eventually use, it was all kind of a setup. And whether they see it or not, but this person is not capable of having anything lasting or genuine, because they wear a facade. Like they're fake. You know? They're see-through, like cellophane. And they're fake like press-on nails. And maybe you thought who that person was when you were dating them or giving out your energy. You thought that they were that person, but they're not. Because what you see now is who they are, and that's what you're not seeing. Because whenever you deal with this person, this is what you're going to get. A lack of honesty and truth. Someone messing with your perception and thoughts, and no true, genuine, emotional beginning. Because look at all this water in this cup. It's being poured out. It's like that bucket with the hole in it, and you think that it has a capacity to hold water, and it doesn't. And it's not even really, it's not about you. And it's not about of you not being enough. And that's what you're not seeing. This person doesn't have the capacity for it. You're looking for blood from a stone. And if you need a blood transfusion, that's the wrong place to look. What's hidden? 9 of Swords. Rumination. Anxiety, worry, fears, grief. Having trouble sleeping, headaches, possibly back and neck pains, because you feel it. You feel it when you deal with people like this. It leaves a heaviness on your energy and even on your body and your skeletal frame, that it weighs down on you, and you start having headaches and these aches and pains and possibly even unexplained rashes and unexplained health issues, because honestly their energy is so toxic. It affects you physically, and it weighs on your energy, and it's carcinogenic. It's like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. All that glitters is not gold. Someone was wearing a mask. Someone has a good persona and a facade, but it's fake. Advice, for Capricorn pertaining to he comes off like a soulmate. Oh, goodness. Like he's a karmic soulmate though. But if anyone comes off acting like they're your long lost soulmate, it's time for you to be more observant of who you let within your energy. You need to be your own firewall, because whoever you're dealing with could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, like yourself. They could have Pisces and Aquarius within their chart, or this could be within your chart too. But this is how they get you. They come in and act like they're your soulmate, that they're your long lost, one true love, wearing a facade, acting like they're a hero with their golden wings. But then once you look up and become more observant to see what's underneath, thinking that they're for you and they're your tribe, and then it's time for you to go to distance out of here, is really what it is. You have to be observant of anyone that comes around acting like they're your soulmate, especially whatever energy that you're in right now. If you're meeting somebody new, because it seems like you are looking for a tribe, you're looking for acceptance because you feel like you were rejected, and you have been rejected from even people of your own tribe, and that leaves you vulnerable. Even people within your tribe, be observant of the people you have around you, because there are people around you possibly who are not authentic as well. In order for you to go the distance, you have to listen to your intuition and put the work in on where it needs to be, and refocus your own energy on yourself. Chop wood, fill water, and chop wood. Start taking care of the things that you need to. Start investing on something that, and in something that actually will bring positive results, or bring any results other than crap. You have a choice. This person has either will come in the future, or just left, but they're more than likely coming back. And you have a choice to deal with them or not. But don't let that pink haze fool you, because right now you're being manipulated. Perhaps they came in when you're in a bad energy, which allowed them to cloak a lot of their red flags because you were in need. But whenever you are in need, those are the time that the monsters come out. So be aware, and if people screwed you over before, know that nothing's changed. But damn, Capricorn, I wish I had better news for you, and I'll give you another read, because this is a familiar reading. And I think whatever happened, you had an ending in the past, and somebody came in that was separate from that other ending, possibly when you're in a bad place, money problems, issues with your families, things like that. And they came in an exact right time, because that's what sharks know. They can sense when there's blood in the water and there is a vulnerable snack in the water and you're bleeding out. It's amazing how receptive predators are, and how they come in at such an intuitive time when you're at your worst, and how they traumatize you to keep you there in order for them to keep your attention on you. Keep your attention on them, and keep your attention off of yourself. But don't be fooled, Capricorn, because this person is fake as hell. But that's what I got for you, Capricorn. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Donation box below if you feel moved to do so. If not, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.